Rapunzel might be the most broken character of Season 10 of Disney Speedstorm. That's right, everyone. As most of you probably know by now, Rapunzel released about a week ago, and after getting some time and the chance to unlock and play as Rapunzel, I can confidently say that she is one of the best new characters in Disney Speedstorm, and genuinely just one of the best characters in Disney Speedstorm in general. And so in today's video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what makes Rapunzel so broken, as well as play some of her new limited events, including the Best Day Ever event, which is about to end, and I'm currently in the top 25% for, and I don't want to be there. I want to be in the top 10%. So we're going to go ahead and enter into this event and try and climb our way back up to the top 10% using Rapunzel, who is incredibly broken. Now, my Rapunzel is only level 25, so I think I am at a slight disadvantage for this cup. I'd recommend you get your Rapunzel a little higher if possible. Like level 30 is definitely very good enough to reach top 10%. You can definitely reach the top 10% with a lower like 20s Rapunzel like mine is. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult, especially when the AI Hercules is ramming into you at the start of the race. So one of the best tricks when doing the time trial with Rapunzel is to always use her charged activation. We'll get into all of Rapunzel's abilities later when I get to take her into a real game, but basically the charged activation is what's going to be useful in time trials. And that's not to say that the normal activation of her ability is not good, because it certainly is. It's just not quite effective when all of the AI are behind you, which they're always going to be when you are playing in this sort of time trial based environment. And for some reason they chose the Great Hall. Not sure why. I feel like other tracks would have been better suited for Rapunzel, but I guess because she is a princess and this is Belle's castle, it works. Definitely has a little bit of a correlation there. This is a pretty clean run so far, I think. I don't exactly remember what my time was, so I'm not too sure what we're aiming for here, but hopefully I improve it enough to find myself into the top 10%. But Rapunzel, she definitely isn't the fastest character in Disney Speedstorm, and definitely not the fastest character of Season 10. Her top speed isn't ridiculously high. Now, don't get me wrong, it is not a low top speed at all. It is definitely a respectable amount. It's just nothing broken, and so at first glance, you wouldn't think Rapunzel is a super incredible character, and neither of her abilities seems super stand out. It seems like she almost has like Woody's lasso but via her hair, and then she has this sort of other ability that is reminiscent of sort of Nikki's trail, you could say. I'll continue explaining later, but we got a time of 139. Let's see if that is enough to slide us into the top 10%. And no, in fact, I don't even know if we improved our time at all. I think we got it just about the same. So 139, let's go ahead and run this back again. But first, let's take a look at Rapunzel's normal activation. As you can see, her normal activation, Rapunzel will throw her hair forward, and if she latches onto opponent, they lose steering control and she gains a big speed boost and recharges her unique skill. Otherwise, she just gains a significant speed boost. And then Rapunzel also has a passive ability, one of the only characters in the game to have a passive ability, where whenever Rapunzel is stunned, Rapunzel will counterattack with a short-range frying pan swing. Both of these abilities together are just absolutely insane. The normal activation specifically, I think, is literally one of the strongest skills in all of Disney Speedstorm. It's basically Woody's lasso, where you latch onto someone, you stun them, you pull yourself forward, you get a big speed boost, and it feels so broken, and it's so good at letting you pass other opponents. It genuinely is just a broken ability and so incredibly strong in every way. And it's really good. It is very, like I said, reminiscent of Woody's lasso, but the fact that you get to recharge it after you hit someone means that as long as you are behind an opponent, you're pretty much going to be able to use your unique ability constantly, which is such a broken thing. The fact that you can just recycle. Like, imagine if Woody just had infinite lassos. It would be absolutely broken, and that's what Rapunzel has. But it's also even better because even if you miss her hair shot, she still gets a significant speed boost. Now, obviously, you don't want to be missing it because then you don't get to recharge it. So definitely try and hit people with your hair. It also stuns them and gives you a bigger speed boost, but even if you miss, it still gives you a benefit and it's so strong. And then Rapunzel's passive ability is something that I think a lot of people have been overlooking, but it definitely shouldn't be. The fact that Rapunzel, every single time she gets stunned, she will try and stun them back. She just swings her little frying pan, doesn't matter where she's at. And now this isn't always going to be the most effective. For example, if there's like a Mulan behind you and she's shooting rockets at you and she stuns you with that, it's probably not going to be effective. Just because if they're far away when they stun you, if Stitch's lasers hit you from a while back, it's not going to be great. I'm not going to lie. But if you're able to like be hit with like a fire power up or something like that that is up right close to you, it's going to be incredibly broken and super effective at stunning people. Okay, I think we got a time of 139 once again, which is where we were at before. So, not the greatest. I definitely made some mistakes that run though. And we have one attempt left, so let's go ahead and try and bring it home and just improve our time a little bit and slide our way into the top 10%. Hopefully, we can do that. I did upgrade my Rapunzel by 3 levels since the last time I played this cup, so honestly, I just don't think I'm playing super well. I think especially my start is a little rocky. I could definitely time it better. So we're going to focus up this last race and try and get that top 10% title. Okay, this is a much better start, I think. So, at least for now, we just got to carry through. Getting these tight drifts is really important. And honestly, just drift chaining is super important. Always use her charged ability because it's going to passively generate boost. I mean, like, I don't even mention her charged ability because honestly, when you're playing in like a ranked race, you don't need to use it. It's definitely helpful in some scenarios, but her normal activation is just so powerful that honestly, she would be already an S tier character without her charged ability. But her charged ability definitely helps. I think it is the weakest comparing it to her normal activation, just because it is going to help out your opponents. Anyone behind you is going to get that boost trail and they're going to get that sort of immunity as well, so they're going to be immune. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of abilities that actually are able to help your opponents. I think they're quite bad, in fact, and this trail is, I think, very similar to Mickey Mouse's ability. Just rather than a speed boost, it gives you actual manual boost, and I don't love it. I don't think it is the most effective ability, but I do think that it pairs incredibly well with the rest of her kit, mostly because you can get in front of people using the normal activation of your ability incredibly easily, and then once you are in front of people, you can use your charged activation, and that's still going to give you boost even when you're in first place. Okay, I can totally messed up by jumping there. I did not mean to do that in any way. We'll see. I'm trying to focus here. Get myself in the top 10%. And it looks like we're gonna not do that. In fact, we fumbled, so I definitely made a few mistakes there. There's a lot I could be doing to improve my time, I know, but I think mostly what I'm going to be focusing on is upgrading my Rapunzel, taking her into ranked multiplayer, and let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to hop into a ranked game with Rapunzel, where I can fully show off her kit and just how broken she is in action. Alright, here we are in a real race on the Toon Village. My Rapunzel is only level 25, so keep that in mind as I'm racing. There may be people that are just significantly higher level than me, because I haven't had the chance to fully, grind Rapunzel and level her up and fully take advantage of all of her events. So we'll see how this actually goes. I really want Shang to get in front of me here. In fact, I might slow down and not use my boost here just so Shang can progress. And we're going to try and lasso onto him. Yep, and there we go. I unfortunately did pick up a shot power-up, so I don't get my ability once again. However, you can see just how effective that was. Shang got in front of me for a split second, and I was able to quickly grapple onto him. And pull myself forward back into first place, and now Shang is well behind me. And of course, if I had gotten my unique ability back rather than picking up that shot power up, I could activate my normal activation just as you can see right here, where it is incredibly effective at just giving me more boost, keeping me in first place. And granted, my Rapunzel's ability is only at level 2. If your Rapunzel is a higher level and you're able to get her to like power 4, this boost activation that you're getting from the charged ability is going to be so much stronger, and it's going to make Rapunzel even more of a threat on the field. Honestly, guys, let me know. What do you think? Do you think Rapunzel is the best character of Season 10? Personally, I am leaning towards yes. Just comparing her to all the Nightmare Before Christmas characters, none of them are bad, which is a really exceptional feat. You know, usually we get at least one pretty bad character per season. However, I think all of the Nightmare Before Christmas characters, and even Miss Piggy, they're all pretty decent at the very least. And Jack, I would even argue, is insane. Jack is a very strong character. Now, if we're talking about Jack back in part one, where his presents were absolutely broken, I would say that maybe he's stronger than Rapunzel. But after he did get his nerf, I think Rapunzel is absolutely stronger than Jack at this point, which is a really formidable thing. You know, Rapunzel is not to be trifled with at all. Let's go ahead and play one more race, and hopefully we get a more formidable opponent. All right, here we are again. This time on Andy's room, heading into another race as Rapunzel. Let's see if we can pull out yet another victory. Again, only level 25. Granted, I am in silver currently, so it's nothing like exceptional. I'm not like stomping on platinum, emerald, or diamond lobbies. But it's still, I think it is a testament to just how strong Rapunzel is. The fact that even at a level 25, she can still dominate ranked lobbies. Like my last game, it wasn't even close. I was just so far ahead of everyone else. This game seems like it is going to be a little bit closer with Dr. Finkelstein trailing on me pretty closely here. But that's okay. We should still be able to pull out the victory, hopefully. I do have my ability again, and I'm tempted to save it until Dr. Finkelstein gets in front of me, just because, again, like I said, this is probably the hardest part about Rapunzel's kit, and the worst aspect is just managing when to use her charged ability, because there are some times where you're going to have to use it, but again, it is just so much less effective than her normal activation. I don't think it's entirely worth it to use it all the time. But because we're just so far ahead of everyone else right now, we're going to activate the charged activation. That way, no one also gets the effect of my hair. Rapunzel's hair, you know, giving everyone immunity. If no one can get hit by that, then her charge activation is actually pretty decent, and it's why I think Rapunzel is going to have more utility in team mode personally. Just being able to help her teammates out with that hair field sort of covers up her best weakness. I am playing Rapunzel in solos, but again, I think team is going to be where she truly shines and becomes such a meta character. And like I said, I think she is S tier and better than anyone else in Season 10, and genuinely just one of the strongest racers we've gotten in a while. And I think it's really amazing that Rapunzel is so strong just because her top speed is not the highest, and we're in a very meta dominated by top speed. And so I think anytime a racer that has sort of a relatively lower top speed shines their way through the current meta, I think that is a great thing. And I think it's really amazing that characters like Rapunzel exist and are able to exist in this meta and climb their way up to S tier. And there you guys have it. Rapunzel is here in Disney Speedstorm. I apologize again for not making a video on her events when they first came out, but she's here now. Definitely one of the strongest characters in Disney Speedstorm currently. If you haven't gotten a chance to unlock her, I would highly recommend that you do it. Go ahead, unlock Rapunzel, level her up. She is going to be a menace in the track. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.